Speaking of clips, AB, we got another clip, and this one is from your man's Peezy. He is talking to somebody about why he co-signs Donald Trump. Check it out.
The reason I fuck with Trump is because it ain't about black and white. It's about business to me. Like, I'm for all the tax cuts because I'm a business owner. I'm for all this shit. Like, I don't feel like Trump is against me because I'm not, no disrespect, I'm not into poverty. I'm not poverty stricken. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I made it out of that, so I unfortunately, I relate to Trump.
Your thing is like, yo, I'm not trying to pay more in taxes.
100%. If it makes sense for me to be able to save my money, and I work hard for this shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't y'all want this man running the country? He was already a billionaire before the president.
He was talking about he just did that shit in D.C. where he sent the National Guard.
The National Guard down there.
Would you support Trump cleaning up with the iron fist like that?
Should the streets be cleaned up? Absolutely right.
A lot of people won't get locked up, though.
I mean, shit, get out the way. You had enough time to do all the drilling, stealing, and killing, man. Shit, it's time for the kids to be able to have a safe environment to grow up in and be able to do shit now.
All right, we're back. AB, what do you have to say for your boy?
Peezy, shout out to Peezy. I was listening to his new album over the weekend. It got some bangers on it.
Got a fridge to be dead after this.
It's called Still Ghetto. It's got some bangers.
See, that's what I'm talking. See, I'm still ghetto, but I'm a Trump. So, man, get out of here, bro. I'm a business owner. Stop.
But here's the thing that Peezy and many other supporters of politicians miss. They think a little too simple. He's thinking surface level. I understand him looking out for his own interests. That makes 100% sense. I'm a business owner. If this politician is saying they're going to cut my taxes, then that's what I'm co-signing. I understand that piece. The piece where he left me or lost me was about the Detroit, when he was asked if Trump sent the troops to Detroit to clean up the streets, would you co-sign that? And he said, well, I wouldn't say I would co-sign it because I don't have the power to change that situation, period. He said, but the streets do need to be cleaned up. I'm going to take that as a co-sign. That's where he loses me. Because the problem that I think he's missing is that the fear in some of these bills that get passed that do cut the rich taxes, people fear that will shrink the middle class.
Yes.
And when you shrink the middle class, you suppress people go low. They don't get pushed up into the rich class. Nigga, they get shrunk down into the poverty line and lower class. And so that's why the 1% is always the 1%. It's never the 2 or the 3 or the 5%. All that changes is the amount of money that the 1% controls. So if they control 50% of the money, just throwing a number out there, don't nobody quote me on that shit. If they're controlling 50%, he signs a bill that makes the rich richer. Now they control 60. That leaves 40 for the 99% of us. And that makes more people poor. And what do you have when you have poor people? You have crime. And so you can't create the problem and then sell me the solution or talking about I'm sending troops in because y'all know how to act. No, nigga, you just made even that many more niggas poor. Now, for the people that are screaming at the TV or whatever they're listening to this on, what about accountability? That obviously has to come into play. Niggas obviously have to be accountable for their own actions. My only rebuttal to that is it's a lot harder to do to play the game right when the game is rigged against you. If we're playing 1-on-1 and every bucket you score is a point and every bucket I score is 5, it's going to be harder for you to beat me to 21.
Right.
Like, that's just kind of, that is what it is. So you might look at cheating. You're like, man, I can't beat this nigga doing it. What the fuck? You might end up cheating. You might get caught cheating.
Right.
And then a penalty might happen. That's how you have to look at it. So I think Peezy is taking it just a little bit too simple. He needs to peel back a layer and understand that the effect that bill may have on people who don't have the money like he does and how that turns into crime and elevates crime at the same time. Don't sell me the solution on something you broke. To me, that's lame.
Yeah, he raps about profiting off of the dirty streets of Detroit. So that's interesting to me that he think they need to be cleaned up at this point. I tell you what, this sounds smart to dumb niggas. And I say that in the sense of I don't like the attitude of, oh, I made it, so what? I don't care how it affects nobody else. I got my bread. I'm worried about my business.
You worked for it, though, bro.
That's fine. No. You work for it and keep that shit to yourself. Don't even get involved in the politics. And I know dude asking, but you can say no comment. What the problem is when you get these people in these more famous people in these scenarios where they explaining why they support Donald Trump.
Because
like
he co-signed, he came out to
he came to the rally
yeah.
and Snoop was at the whatever it may be. People that aren't as well off as them want to think like them now because they're influential. So now you got niggas like Peezy that they don't got half as much money as he do. Maybe they do got the money, just not famous. But now they thinking like, oh, this gonna save me taxes.
Yeah.
And then if that mindset starts to trickle out, then everybody just out here for themselves. Now who gonna make it like that? Like if everybody just out here fighting for themselves and they ain't worried about the community, I ain't worried about how this affect immigrants, I ain't worried about how this affect the bills because I ain't in poverty. I'm rich. I don't give a fuck what happened to them. I just want to make sure I save all my money. Bro, there are other ways for you to save money versus signing up for Donald Trump. And him saying that, oh, Trump was a billionaire, he's a good businessman. Why wouldn't we want him running the country? Again, you sound smart to dumb niggas. People know Donald Trump is not a successful businessman. He's regarded as a con man, essentially.
It's documented.
The nigga just beat a case. Well, he just lost a case where he was scamming on that business and showing the wrong documents and stuff like that. So to be so surface level in like why you make the decision and then try to explain it like, oh, I've thought this out. I know how this affects me, how it affect them, and that don't got anything to do with me. Keep reading, my nigga. Keep doing research before you get up here and say dumb shit like this on these platforms. I like Peezy, or I used to. But with a thought process like this, it's hard for me to listen to a nigga that rap about what he rap about, present himself like he present himself, and come and say, oh, I support Donald Trump because of this, and I don't give a fuck about poverty. I don't care about the streets being cleaned up. Man, kick rocks, bro.
I will say the Trump brand does precede itself, and we were all sold the dream of him being a really good businessman.
He's a con man, exactly.
But you would have to look into that to really know that, though.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. So for you to start supporting it and be like, I'm
blindly
look into it before you come out here sounding dumb and just want to be on the other side of shit from other people who look like you, who probably think like you, who would benefit from you being on the other side versus spreading this narrative that, oh man, taxes, I save money on taxes, nigga. Get out of here.
He was a billionaire. Why wouldn't he make? And also, running a business and running a country are two different things too, though.
Facts.
They're two different things. But I will say, if his album it got some heat on there. I would say number 13, If I Can Make It, I would check that out.
Yeah.
I would recommend that song.